Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Thread the Needle. My name is Vani and we are here with my Flosstube channel where I talk about all things cross stitch. Well, all things cross stitch related to me. It has been quite a number of weeks since I have filmed a video and I apologize for that. I'll give you a little update on what's been going on. I really honestly wanted to come a lot sooner than now. So to those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. I'm so glad you're here and I hope you enjoy yourself. Sit back while I talk about my projects and have a coffee or stitch on your own project. For those of you who are coming back, thanks for returning. And so yeah, it's been a busy number of weeks. I'd say it's been about a month or so, a little bit longer than a month since I've been here, and I miss it. I really wanted to come sooner. And I was doing really well with my stitching and I was making some really good progress, and then I got sick, a really bad head cold, and not only did that zap my energy, but it really it took my stitching bug. I just could not pick up my stitching. Finally got out of that groove and I got my stitching bug back, and I am really excited to really get into it. So let's see what I've been up to. I've got my notes because without my notes, I would be nowhere. So we're going to, so you would think that after not filming and sharing with you for over a month that I would have a lot to share. So let's see how it goes. Let's see how much I do have to share. Okay. Okay. So we are already into the month of March. Exciting things coming up in the month of March. It's my wedding anniversary. We're celebrating 24 years and it's my son's birthday. My mom has a birthday. A couple of other cousins have a birthday who actually live here in, one lives here in Newfoundland and one lives in Ontario. So it's a big month for us, family-wise, celebration-wise. Beyond that, work is busy. But I'm still hoping that, you know, my evenings are still my own and I really get to put in some solid stitching time. So let's see what's going on. First up, I'm going to start with Mechanical Seahorse. And this kind of leads you into what kind of mood I was in. I was doing really, really well, okay? And then as it turned out, it was, okay, it's really hard to explain. My words are not working tonight, but so here is Mechanical Seahorse now. It's actually taking shape and I'm really enjoying it now. But you know what happened? So this was a mystery sale by the Cross Stitch Studio, and they, of course, you know, they release a page at a time. And then when the entire mystery sale is complete, they will give you the entire project. I, of course, did not keep up. We know this about me. I just love participating in the mystery sales, but I have a really tough time keeping up. Why? Because I have way too many projects and I can't give any of them up because I love all of them. So, long story short, I did not keep up with the mystery sale. When I got the full project, I had to wait until I finished complete pages before I could, instead of reading the pattern page by page, I could read the full pattern altogether. I had the full pattern loaded up in Pattern Keeper, ready to go. What I didn't realize was the overlap settings that I had selected, it wasn't correct, or I don't know, there was some kind of confusion, and this whole section here, this, I don't know if you can see, so this whole section here, I did a lot of it. I was in, and I don't know why it took me this long to figure it out. I was in a few hundred stitches, I'd say 200 to 300 stitches in, before I realized that the overlap wasn't matching up, and it was just really confusing. I was like, what is going on? It's not making sense. And then I realized it's only 3 rows that were like, it just wasn't matching up, and I was like, man. So I had to frog it all and restart again. So that's why I did not get as much complete. So this is all I got complete in that stitching session for Mechanical Seahorse. I don't think the stats are exactly right. I don't know exactly how much I put in because I stitched and then I frogged and then I stitched again. So what I will tell you is I have a total of 7,967 stitches complete in this project so far. That takes me to about 11%. Not bad for a few days work of some frogging nonsense. But luckily I'm done with that and we're on our way. Okay. Next up, Tiger Dreams. I'm very happy to report that I have completed another diagonal. And we're starting to get some colors besides the regular dark navy blue and the black and the 823, 939, and 310. Here we are. This is how much I have. I'm actually like very, very excited about this because I know you can't really tell what's coming up, but I can because I know what the final picture is going to be like. And this is like the fog before you get to the flowers and the tiger. And it's just going to be so beautiful when I actually start stitching on some real stuff that's going on there. So the stats for this are, I did 806 stitches to get that diagonal complete. Total stitches in this right so far are 4,045 stitches. That brings me up to 4%. Pretty crazy, huh? All right. Next up we have Mini Moose Crossing. Didn't get as much done on this as I would have liked, but still a bit of progress. So I was able to get approximately 461 stitches. That's a total of 5,100 stitches in total, and that gets us to 6%. So isn't that really funny how on this that's 66% and on another project it's like barely like a few percent? It's because the size of the projects, they're so varied and so different to what I'm doing, right? Okay, next up. I think the next few are some of my, actually before I do that, I'm going to keep going with my rotation pieces. So we're going to put that one aside, and that one aside, and we're going to move on to, yes, we'll do this one. Next up is Mini Dragon Charmer, and I'm so excited to show you this one because I finally have a page finish, and it's been a while coming, and it looks amazing. Look at that. You can see the little city in the background. So basically, this is the wings of the dragon. So fun. So much confetti, but such a fun stitch, and I'm so glad I made it this far. And I'm really excited to start the next page. Really cool. Okay, so the stats on that one, I should say, I'm going to hold the book up at the same time so I don't have to keep looking down. So the stats for this one here are 501 stitches in there to complete that page finish. A total of 7,655 stitches done so far on the project. That brings me to 11%. I'm really looking forward to the next page on this one. All right, next up, okay, keep going in my rotation pieces. Next up is one of my favorite rotation pieces. It is Mini Opening Night. So this one, I went back to stitching the regular diagonal. Whoopsie daisy. Oh my goodness. I am so out of practice. It's not even funny. Okay, here we are. So I went back to stitching the regular diagonal like this because I think this was part of a challenge. But then I went back this way. So if you look really, really close and like squint your eyes and really use your imagination, you can see this section here is going to be the dancer's head. That is the top of her bun, and that is the flowers around her bun. Okay, so go on, squint and use your imagination. it's starting to take shape and it's so exciting. I put in 806 stitches to complete that diagonal. That takes us to a total of 4,045 stitches so far, and brings us to 4%. I'm very excited to get to the next set of stitches for this one. It's going to be so much fun. Then okay, so now I can go into some of my regular pieces, some of my, what do we call them? My specialty stitches, the ones that I wanted to do a little bit of focus on this year as part of my stitching schedule. We're going to start with the Heaven and Earth design Sal. I picked Rainbow Dragons. And where is Rainbow Dragons? Here it is. I picked this piece because it's just so colorful and it's just really cute. And I just like to work with color because a lot of my projects right now I'm stitching on background and it's just very monotonous and, you know, the same colors, the same dark colors and the same, you know, gradient of colors. So it was really nice to pick something really colorful. So here is how far I've made it. And I did a total of 1,025 stitches so far. And that is exactly the number of total stitches in the project so far. And it says 2%, but I don't know if that's 2% of just the 2 pages that they gave us or 2% of the whole project. I'm going to say just the pages, not the whole project. So we'll leave that part out. But still so much fun to stitch on. And I started by 10 by 10 width diagonals, and then I decided I needed to go wider because it was just 10 across wasn't wide enough, and so I needed more space to stitch. So I made them 20 across diagonals, and it's much more comfortable to stitch. So that's the Heaven and Earth design Rainbow Dragon. Then, so that one I stitch on every, right, I'm going to get back to my stitching schedule. Next up is Birds in Bloom, which is a lovely, lovely, fun, colorful stitch. Look at that. Isn't that really, really nice? So that's a total of 826 stitches. A total stitched is 5,069 stitches. That brings us to 3% complete. It's really, really fun. And especially when things start to appear and you kind of really recognize them as, like, you know, even if I can't name all the flowers, at least, you know, I can identify that, oh, that's a purple bell-shaped flower. And that looks like a poppy. And oh, look, there's a bird. So it's really fun to stitch on. I'm enjoying it so much when all the details are coming out. Next up is a fun stitch. I know I am a full coverage stitcher, and this is not a full coverage. I'm branching out, but not by a lot. It's still pretty covered up. This is the Quaker Stitching Sal. It is, I picked the Canadian flag. Pretty much all the country flags are there now, so anybody from any country is likely to find their flag. So here's how much I have right now. Doesn't it look absolutely amazing? Okay, I'm going to try and do a close-up because it's just so really, really nice. Is that focusing nicely on there? It's really, really fun. I would say there's maybe 2 more this way before the middle section of the flag comes, or maybe it's just 1 more of red down this way, and then we've got white in the section with the maple leaf, and then another red section. But it's not a hard stitch. It's a fun stitch, and it's just the same color, so you just have to thread your needle and away you go. It's really a lot of fun, and I'm doing it on 25 count, which, you know me, I'm getting set in my ways, and I really don't prefer to stitch on with 1 strand, but I have to because you cannot, I don't like to anyway, stitch more than 1 strand of floss on 25 count. But yes, it is just really, really lovely and a joy to stitch. I really like it. So yeah, so total there with those 3 and a bit squares is 1,462 stitches. Really nice. Okay. Oh, and that makes it 2%. Next up, I think we can move on to my Christmas mailbox. So, for those of you who may or may not remember, I decided, I think at the end of last year, that I no longer wanted to stitch extreme cross country. I firmly decided that it is not for me. That was a very, very, very smart decision that I made because I really am enjoying this now and I was not before. So this is where I am, how much I've gotten done. I completed another diagonal, 524 stitches. Total stitch so far on the project is 9,471. And again, 11%. I got a lot of projects at 11% complete. So here's a bit of a close-up of the portion that I'm doing now. So I'm really very happy that I decided to go back to my normal stitching method of diagonal cross-country instead of extreme cross-country, because I just was getting so, it was not interesting. I was not loving it. And I really had to change my stitching method. And I'm so happy I did because I'm doing that. I look forward to finishing that. Oh, look, can you see the sparkle? A little bit of sparkle. I love it. Love it. Because I'm doing this now, I look forward to, at the bottom right here, is starting of other stuff. It's starting the background, blending colors, skies before the house and everything comes. So it's beginning, and it just makes it that much more enjoyable to stitch on, you know, like really and truly. Then the last piece that I'm going to talk about is my Ottoman Tiles, which I started for Leanne. And I'm happy to say that I completed another one of the squares. And there you go. It's a really fun stitch. It's just, it goes not as quickly as I would like, but it's not a hard stitch. It's a really fun stitch, and I'm really looking forward to, I want to try and complete a square every time I pick it up. Yeah, it's really nice. Now I'm trying to debate, do I want to go across or do I want to go downwards or in a diagonal? I don't know. Plenty of choices, plenty of decisions to make. We'll see just where my mood takes me. So that is all the stitching that I have to show you. Now, my stitching plan that I came up with for the year 2024, it's been going well, but I had to tweak it a little bit. I have a couple of specialty projects that I wanted to work on, and I came up with a schedule that I wanted to work on, and I've been sticking to it for the most part. But there have been some challenges. Just basically time. I don't have enough time. There's not enough time in the world to stitch all the stitching things that I want to do. Not enough time to stitch all the things. So every day I wanted to put in a little bit on my anniversary piece. I was doing that for a while, and then that went down the drain, and then I got sick a few weeks ago and then just couldn't pick up, and I wanted to catch up on everything else. So I'm going to try that again. Then I had set myself for every Friday to work on my leap year SAL, which is a SAL group that I joined on Facebook, and you have to pick a project large enough, and I'm going to stitch on it for 4 years until the next leap year. I didn't have to start it until the end of February, so I didn't. I just started it, and that I'm stitching on every Friday. Every Saturday is the Canadian flag piece. Every Sunday is the birds in bloom piece. And then originally I was going to stitch every 1st to the 5th of the month on my Heaven and Earth Design Mystery SAL. I don't think it's called a mystery anymore. Heaven and Earth Design SAL, the Rainbow Dragons. And then on every 15th of the month, Ottoman Tiles. And on the 24th and 25th, I stitch on the Christmas mailbox. And then I have a couple others that I wanted to try and touch, but I haven't been able to. One tweak that I have made is for the Heaven and Earth SAL Design Rainbow Dragons. I didn't realize until March rolled around that the 1st to the 5th of the month fell on all my other days where I was supposed to have the other projects. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'm like, this is not going to work. So I've changed it that the Rainbow Dragon will be stitched on the first Monday to Thursday of every month. That way I still keep the Friday, Saturday, Sunday for those pieces. And I know it's probably very confusing for me, for you. It's also confusing for me, but I have it all written down and it's going really well. I'm still very much enjoying using my spreadsheet to keep track of my stitches. It's just something that I really enjoy. It keeps me focused. I really like keeping track of it all. So that is it for today. We've got the whole month of March to look forward to. I will try and do another mid-month little catch-up video with you guys. If not, I will do one when I can. And then in April, it's that time of year again. I am headed to Stitch North again this year, and I'm so excited. And I'm already planning about it, and it's just, I'm very much looking forward to it. Can't wait. So yeah, thanks for joining me here again. And as always, happy stitching. Bye everyone.